Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the SEO Lab. Today we're going to talk about the organic traffic. Is organic traffic dying or is it just changing?
Well, that's interesting because nowadays we have seen a lot of similarities, a lot of organic traffic drop, a lot of ignorance from Google search console. So I think it's changing the way we see it. But one thing that is still important is the EAT algorithm that you should highly optimize for that specific industry that you're talking about, or even your content team is writing. So this is very important. This is very crucial. Everything that you do, you should try to push a little bit of authority. You should try to be very authoritative in those kind of specific industries or niche regarding to what you say. You cannot just copy and paste and then expecting that specific Google Search Console to blow up from clicks and impression. So my idea is here that you should check what is important and try to optimize for those specific keywords and all this kind of entity SEOs around those kind of keywords.
And why are websites getting fewer clicks from Google?
As I said, Google algorithm are changing constantly, and right now we don't know what's already is working out there. But we should be able to do reverse engineering to double check everything that is and was working and what is working for our competitors as well. Because we have the bulletproof, we have the bullet idea of what needs to be done to check, do reverse engineering, and then you have your own plan on how to move things forward.
And I wanted to ask you, what roles do zero-click searches play in traffic decline?
Well, it's not always the bad idea, because sometimes if you end up in AI overview, you will have zero clicks and zero impression, but that doesn't mean you're in a bad spot. It means that you're over-optimized and now Google likes you, and that's how you should think the idea and this creative work to get done. And once that is done, you're not going to stay forever in AI overview, but then you should seek to optimize that specific content. If the problem is that you're not ended up in AI overview, then you have a serious problem, because now you have this kind of zero-click problem because people don't like you and don't like your content before even joining or signing to your site. So one of the basic things you should do is fix the H1 and fix the meta description. If there are any kind of specific industries, you can think of adding the aggregate rating. You should add some reviews, but you should be very specific to those reviews that you have, where they come from. If you have the 0.0 of 200 reviews, you should be very specific on that, and then add that to aggregate ratings in your schema. Then you should wait. If Google likes that, it will start to show up on SERP very often. This is how you know that you're doing a good thing. And also another thing is you go and check in Google Search Console if the schema is increasing on the search and how many times daily has been if you see green, you're doing good things. If you see that drop, something is not going well, and you should go and fix it.
And should businesses depend less on Google traffic now?
No, I don't think businesses should optimize less. They should optimize also for geo, like generative engine optimization, and a lot of LMS, but they should never switch completely to only ChatGPT, at least not now, because also Google has its own Gemini tool, which is LMS, and also others as well. Bing, you should first optimize for Bing, for Google, for Yandex, for Baidu, then also for LMS. So LMS are right now just an extra thing that you should carefully check where your users are searching, what they're doing, and how their surf is going. And also you should be able to end up more in AI and all these kind of LMS.
Can businesses still grow by increasing revenue and income without relying heavily on organic traffic?
I don't think that should be their strategy, because the strategy should be organically. And organic is something that stays and gives you fruits every time to time. So that should be the main focus of generating clients and generating revenue, especially for the SaaS companies, that they only get users by these kind of channels, by these kind of organic channels, and the focus should be, especially for SaaS companies, they should target only clients through their kind of work through SEO, from organic SEO, and as well from different channels as well. If you want to do Google Ads, that's fine. If you want to do more social as one, but actually also referrals, that's not how they come. They do the surfing, they end up who's better, they check your competitors, they see your weakness and what's the best thing that you have, they check the reviews, then they come and sign up. So this is the reverse engineering that the SaaS owners and the SaaS marketers should be focused on.
Is Google losing popularity? Are people running to ChatGPT for whatever?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're losing authority. Google is one of the richest companies ever lived, and we're in this kind of era. But still, ChatGPT is gaining ground, and also in the same time they're losing ground because of other LMS as well. So I wouldn't say go focus only on ChatGPT when ChatGPT might lose ground instead of Claude and some kind of direct competitor like Gemini and others. But you should optimize always for SEO, and then optimize also for geo, and then check what the users are searching, and always be a fan of reverse engineering so you can have clear path of where you will go if you follow this kind of strategy.
And where does ChatGPT begin to be better than Google? When do you think it's passing Google? On which areas?
I don't think never.
Never?
I don't think Google will. It's still rich. It still have a lot of people. It had a lot of automation. It has everything that a company has. It has brains. It has automation. It has money, which is very important. More than all of them combined. And also, they're not just ignoring everything. They're trying to experiment from day to day with AI overviews, with LMS like Gemini. They're trying to super optimize, trying to do it better, trying to update, and each kind of their bot is getting better and smarter. So I don't think they will eventually fade away, but it will be better, richer, and improving daily.
And I wanted to ask you, is it harder for smaller businesses to rank in 2026?
That actually makes the competitors and the big fish bigger. Actually, the way I see it with the data, everything is connected to what actually works in SEO. And right now, we've seen good companies that rank there easier than that we check new companies, which is very extremely hard to rank in ChatGPT and unless you try to optimize in next 3 months, that's something else. But if you just wait up and to see the results after a while, no, nothing will happen for a small company.
How should businesses optimize for ChatGPT or large language models like in today's time?
Yeah, it's still foggy what's working, but right now we're doing some couple of experiments with Claude, with Gemini, doing reverse engineering. I've said it many times, and I say that Citations are back, and they're helping more to end up in these kind of LMS or geo automation and optimization. So one of the things you should do is go back to Citation. First, do a citation cleanup. Make sure all the citations are okay for your business, especially if your business is a SaaS company these days, because all the SaaS companies ignore local SEO, ignore NAP consistency, and they don't invest time on this kind of industry. And this is especially what is helping SaaS companies to rank higher. We've had several experiments in the last few months, and this is working. The other thing that is working is backlinks, good quality backlinks that they mention you, they're back, and they're helping directly you to start getting more impressions, start getting more attraction from LMS like ChatGPT, Gemini, and especially Grok that we can see from Href, we can see from Bing Webmaster Tool. This kind of data are increasing very well if you have this kind of things in place with citations and good quality backlinks. And of course, we shouldn't ignore good content as well. Good content that is able to answer the query in the first paragraph. That's very crucial, because as we all know, LMS doesn't scan the whole site, doesn't scan traditionally, doesn't get you to get indexed like Google so you can get more impression and clicks. No, they can go into all this kind of allowance if you didn't specifically disallow on robot.txt or any other place. So if you allow them to search, they will come and search. If that answers the query, you will end up in search or in the LMS when people do queries or prompts there as well.
And what would be the latest trends that most SEO specialists are like not looking into much more that they need to? Like, what's SEO trend do most people misunderstand these days?
Well, these days people think, I've seen this, they want to switch from SEO experts, from SEO teams to completely automate and let an AI agent do the whole thing. So that's not the key. The bots aren't trained for SEO. They aren't trained to automate specific tasks. But if you don't know that specific task will produce good results, the bot will do that constantly, and the results will constantly drown. So that's some things that I'm seeing these days in Google Search Console and also in LMS. They don't end up there. They try to super optimize for LMS, then they completely ignore, and the traffic drops. Some of them also have penalties from doing that as well. And the organic drop is constantly going down. So these are the things. You cannot automate completely. You cannot just rely on bots. It's okay and very helpful to use it through the process and try to get the best of it while you're ahead, and do reverse engineering, to do the competitor analysis, to do deep SEO audits as well. But just don't rely on them 100% and expect the work to get done in 30 days, 60 days. Yes, they help with automation, they help with getting the work faster, but you should be able where you want to go and what's the strategy that you are struggling to create. So then you have a strategy, follow the strategy, using the bot, you can do it faster, but not just rely on, because if you do a prompt generally like how can I rank for this keyword, it will give you a buzzword, it will give you a summarized, then you just go and copy and paste in implementation, you're risking everything. So that's not the best way to do it. You should know how to do it, create a proper strategy, analyze, make sure it's human eye, human touch, then put it live slowly. But if you have automation, that's okay to do it faster.
And you mentioned content. I wanted to get back. What is one thing that businesses are doing wrong with AI content?
Doing content in bulk, doing content without doing the proper keyword cannibalization. Well, we've seen with every company that is doing content, it has keyword cannibalization problems. They are trying to rank for the same keyword with different angles, with different content, with different blogs, and they end up doing this, having this kind of problem with rankings, because Google can decide which one is best. Then you revoke those that already were ranking. So that's the greatest problem I see with content. So you should be aware to double check everything that was working, then go back and analyze how we can improve without having keyword cannibalization. That we can check in Google Search Console. We can check with different tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs, and don't ignore that.
And I wanted to ask you, what do you think you would prioritize for small businesses in 2026?
Yeah. Start doing SEO as soon as possible. Start doing SEO in a proper way. Do keyword research. Do competitor analysis as well, an audit. Then create a strategy using those data. And don't ignore the Google Search Console that is yours. Make sure you have zero technical errors, because that's on you. I'm very intrigued by that. You shouldn't be allowed to have any kind of errors regarding to technicalities. So that's up to you. You go and fix it. Make sure all your pages are indexed. And this is something that a small business can do with a small team or one SEO expert or few, and using AI as well.
And what SEO tactic still works better than people think?
As I said, one of the things, like having reviews is good. It's not an algorithm hack. It's not a ranking factor directly, But all these, the one that I've said before with citations and backlinks, tend to help more if you have good reviews. If people explain the problem that you solve in their reviews, and they left a 5-star, they left an image as well. So this is very crucial, because some people ignore. You had a satisfied client, send them, request a review, they will give you 5-star, they will give you the best thing that you can ever have, that you can use. Not only that, but also video reviews, testimonials in a written, any kind of things that you can also have. It's okay. You can also use for search engines, and also for social media as well. You can create content for that. People can see, and they will start to Google you. They will start to ask ChatGPT or Gemini about you. So the chances increase. So you could benefit from overall doing SEO.
And where do you think Google search will go in the next 3 years, let's say?
It's hard to predict. But we're getting there step by step without even noticing it. But definitely AI will take much space on the room, and we should be ready for that. But we shouldn't never ignore Google and Bing, because that's where client will create or will be eventually ready to create a conversion, so you can have a client. Definitely, if your site once it's featured on ChatGPT, they will click. If that link's a 404, you just lost a client. You just lost money. So this is definitely something that you should focus on.
And the biggest question, what is an uncomfortable truth about the future of SEO?
Like everybody's saying, SEO is dead, SEO is dead, SEO is dead. So definitely SEO is not going to be dead for a couple of 100 years. So we're going to be here, but those that going to use 100% of automation, 100% AI, yeah, definitely those are going to be dead. But you should be able to fit while you're ahead, and also check everything that is working. Because now it's easier. If you use AI, you can do an SEO audit in a couple of minutes. You can double check, you can compare that, you can see what is working on you. So everything that you need is out there in Google Search Console, in different SEO tools. So you just need to go check slowly, using AI, do it faster, then use automation, use everything that you have in your hand. Then create a plan and act accordingly. Then if that plan isn't working, no matter how good it is, it worked for a different client, but you can see 30 days later, 60 days later, isn't working. You should be able to check. Don't wait it more. It's not working for this client. It's not working for this industry, because industry makes a lot of impact on what you're doing. So you should be able to check and act accordingly while you're ahead, so you can benefit from conversion and revenue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.